hottest station is now live for your enjoyment with host Iambranded.
Not only do we have a guest who I have admired for a lot of different reasons, which we'll talk about tonight, we have so many people from different walks of the earth, different parts of the globe, different shades of color. It's only fair that we actually have to set this love scene tonight. So, oh wow, it's been a long time coming. And before I actually introduce this young lady, let me just say personally that she was a person that is very, very easy to approach. Very, very sweet, genuine, pure heart. She's been in my stratosphere, I want to say, for a couple of years. And in addition to a couple of conversations via phone and, always a sweetheart on the social media hype, she is also a good person who is extraordinarily talented, not just the beautiful, everything you see on the outside, she's 10 times better on the inside. And I want to welcome Miss Ahmo Hight to Nexxlegacy Radio. What's up, beautiful?
I'm just excited to be here. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, and like I said, every day is your Valentine's, baby. So happy Valentine's Day to you, but that's every day. So that means I'm going to actually tell you that tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day.
So I'm going to focus on getting it in tonight.
So before I even start with the whole questions and all that good stuff, how are you doing on this Valentine's night? Are you good?
I couldn't
you ready?
Be better. I'm
ready for
doing
me?
Great. I'm ready. Yeah.
You ready for me? You may be ready, but are you ready for me though?
I'm ready. Bring it.
So again, I'm really truthful in what I say, and I just feel like the people out there in radio land that's all over the globe. Did you know you had all this crazy madness as far as a fan base that spans not just in the States, but you got a handful of people out there in on the other side of the country who's really digging Ahmo Hight, fitness guru, beautiful queen. Did you know all that?
Well, I had a chance when I was younger in fitness modeling to go to Europe and to meet a lot of fans, to go to Amsterdam and be on the news in Holland and meet people and get to see how people lived in the world, different cultures, different ways of expressing their sexuality and embracing who they were without the same kind of judgment and stigma that is, well, it's everywhere, but the freedoms that have been for oppressed sexuality and expressing themselves, it's a beautiful thing, and I love being part of that.
It's amazing that when it comes just the evolution of social media and people can kind of reach out and not we can't touch, of course. I mean that might be kind of hard to do online, but hey, whatever it is, what it is.
Still all come together.
You damn right. You damn right. That's very true.
But the world will be a better place if we planned a time to all come together.
Yeah, if we can all do that. Whew.
Yeah, nice and spite of that.
But it is good though. I mean, did you know it reached that? I mean, I know you've been out there doing your fitness modeling, but I mean, it's kind of surreal, right? I mean, you've kind of been on a little hiatus though, but just for you to just kind of make your mark, not just on social media, but everybody seems to love you, not just in the States, but also overseas. It's crazy, huh?
It's crazy. It's like a dream. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, I took a break to work on myself and develop my soul and work on other aspects, and coming back and being reborn into this time and with this much of a welcome has been unbelievable. And I've got stuff coming up that it's just going to blow your mind.
Well, I mean, you've always blew my mind for a lot of different reasons. So just some of the stuff that I kind of know what's going on. Just I'm looking forward to it, and just the journey that you've had doing fitness modeling, being on television, not just reality shows, but a lot of other different shows. So just when you think back at some of the work that you've done and accomplished prior to now, like, kind of have an out-of-body experience for a minute and just kind of tell the people out there just the hard work and the journey that it took you to kind of not just get to this point, but to be able to have enough on your resume to just continue to keep going.
20 years of being a symbol of sex and desire and fetish and MILF, and it's just, I don't know, I'm at a loss for words right now. But I can't even believe it. I can't believe what, the journey that it's been, and I've been writing a book about it. I've journaled it through the entire experience. I've got memories from everything from shooting on black sand beaches and naked on the trampoline to, being on a balance beam and shooting for Playboys and showing off the talent I had, training for the Olympics and gymnastics as a child, my athletic background, and then getting to express my sensual side and indulge in, choreographing love scenes and, bringing people together to make love. And it's just, it's an honor and a privilege.
Wow. I mean, just looking at a lot of your body of work, and it's a lot of people know out there, and listeners, I mean, we've seen photos. We know this woman is gorgeous. I mean, outside beauty, a lot of work that you've had to actually endure. Like you said, 20 years of just when did you learn that, you got I got a body for days, and I need to make sure I keep this toned and nice. Like when did it really just like hit you?
Well, because of my gymnastics background, I had abs as a kid, and I had thick muscular legs, and I loved, being out there performing, being an apparatus. And when you apply that into the erotic genre, it's like, the partner you're with, that's your apparatus. You're entertaining the masses. It's so exciting. And before I started modeling, I was hanging out with a bunch of hippies in Northern California, and my dream was to be in Playboy. I thought a naked woman was the most powerful thing in the world, and that was my dream. And I had a woman friend of mine who used to shoot pictures of me while I was, doing the same thing I did in the Playboy video, jumping around on the trampoline, playing in the vineyards. It transferred over into a marketable thing, and it blew my mind. It really did. There's a lot of beautiful women in the world, so it's really an honor to be treated with this much respect and admiration, and I appreciate it so much.
It seems to me, like you said, going back from when you were in gymnastics and just everything that you were doing kind of leads up to this point. It's just, just a lot of the, perception that I feel like a lot of beautiful women have in the business of entertainment. A lot of people always have misconceptions, or they have like a lot of different things when it comes to, like you, I feel like the woman's body and just, nudity and how it's done. There's a lot of things that's done that's tasteful. There's a lot of things that's done that's erotic. It's supposed to be that way. There is, I always feel that was always a business that was a hard grind, and sometimes it could be thankless too sometimes, right?
Oh, definitely. Thankless and exploitive. You got to be really careful, and you can do things that you'll regret, and get into the wrong hands. Having the right representation is the most important thing. Someone who values you and sees you for your worth.
All right.
Definitely.
So what were some of those struggles? I know some of it might be in the book, but, if what you can answer, what were some of the things that you felt throughout 20 years of being in the eye for a lot of different reasons was a struggle when it comes to it? Was it more so the business or people's perception outside of the business? What was it?
Well, let me just make one thing clear. There's a lot of misconceptions out there. First of all, I've never done penetration. Never. Never done
Okay.
penetration on film. It's always been simulated and erotic. And I have no judgment of it. I think it's beautiful. It's something I've never done. I'm an
Mhm.
actress. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild. Um, the let's see, the struggles came when, I think most of them came when I had my child. And I
Okay.
was blessed because he redefined me. He turned me into the MILF.
Mm.
But it came with having to embrace my sensual side, my past, and deal with being a mom. And some of the stuff when I had certain managers and representation that, um, how do I say it? I shot the film for Hotel Exotica and had somebody over my shoulder videotaping,
Wow. Okay.
that I literally bumped into while
Mhm.
I was taping and heard the director say, I told you you could film her as long as she didn't know.
Right.
And right then I wanted to quit the business and
Mm.
not ever, you know, it can be really hard. But
Yeah.
the the thing you got to do as a businesswoman in this is take the people and take the situations that are exploitive and use them to your advantage and become a businesswoman and be about your brand and embrace the fact that people are looking and talking and turn it around, flip the script and make it back on your terms. And that's
And
what
you
social media and the internet does for women. It's so incredible.
Right. And Ahmo Hight is our guest on Nexxlegacy Radio's Valentine's Night exclusive. And you mentioned something about you haven't done penetration. You've done
Mm-mm.
a lot of simulated erotic film. My question, and we were kind of throwing this around last night as we were kind of promoting your interest here into our radio world was, is it how hard, no pun intended, but how hard is it how hard is it to not, I mean, do you get turned on some of these sometimes? Is it, it I don't know if I had, I mean, I know acting is acting and everything's stimulated, but I mean, human nature kicks in sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, I get off on being sexy on film. I get off on doing photo shoots. It's my thing. I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I also
It,
enjoy, like, I've looked through that camera for 20 years trying to summon that man that's going to be able to handle and embrace and conglomerate and consummate with me on a
mm.
sexual level, you know?
So you wouldn't mind, a little personal here, but would you and your significant other, you wouldn't mind having your own film collection of you guys doing what you do best?
I've never done it.
Okay.
I did a
Okay.
lot of the erotic. The truth is, in personal life, in my personal life, I've been with, you know, it, primarily two men my entire adult life. And
Mhm.
there was a time where I did the erotic films where, I was young when I met my son's father, and we had talked
Mhm.
about me being with other women, and it never happened. And when we split up, and I got these job opportunities, I did it partly to turn him on, you know,
Okay. Okay.
because I used to think that my role in a relationship was to keep the man in my life sexually excited. That's
Right.
what I took very seriously, and still do.
Hmm. And vice versa, it should be that way with the guy as well. So whatever it takes to please you is important. And so with the whole thing with just the erotic film, you get turned on after or during, or that's the thing that I'm just for me as a guy, guys are guys. It's just if I had someone like as
God
beautiful as
bless you
you, and
guys.
everything is simulated. I mean, feelings might kick in, and just you might get so into it you forget. Like, has it ever
Well,
been?
you got to remember, in most of these films, you wear what's called a patch.
Okay.
And it's like a big Band-Aid that covers your femininity, right? And they wear a
Right.
sock. And so you're not actually touching, in your sources.
Mhm.
And you got 15 people in the room, and I'm an exhibitionist and a voyeur.
Right.
And
I
and
love it. I love it.
and yeah, and it can get exciting, but you're there to turn on other people. So you don't take it to that level. I mean, it's fun. I choreographed the scene from Welcome to Club Wildside. I took the director and I said, I want to do the splits on the fence. I want to turn around.
Wow.
I put a lot of thought into that.
So you choreograph, so pretty much before you even start filming, like you have heavy input in how these scenes are actually going to be played then.
Well, the director, Lawrence Moranoff, was a personal friend of mine, and it was real easy to communicate with him what I wanted to do. I'm there to make the film, so I'm there for the bigger picture, not just, this is how it's going to be done. But he allowed me to have creative input, and it was a beautiful thing, yeah. But normally it's just like you would be intimate with somebody else. You're going by the other person's breathing and direction and, guidance. And for me, it's like I want to experience every position in the genre before it's over. And so I go through it like that.
So it's never gotten to the point where you've really just kind of caught up in, even though, like you said, you have your pad on and he has his sock on and, it's never gotten to the point where, hey, this feels pretty good here. Like, oh, my God.
Anna, but I'm going to save that for the book.
So
yeah,
Anna Nicole Smith pretty much got you to the point where, you kind of said, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And that is in the book that will be coming.
Together.
Okay. And that's in the book that you will discuss thoroughly in the book. So, everybody has been teased by it as well. So, as soon as you said Anna, let me make sure I throw it out there, Anna Nicole Smith. And that was when was this? This was during, how long has it been since?
I did the fitness stuff, and I felt like I had accomplished. Iron Man magazine was wonderful to me, put me on covers and believed in me, and I did that, and it was a goal accomplished. I got the wonderful opportunity to work for Playboy and for Playboy Video with Mystique, and then auditioned for Anna, and I was picked, and it was the only girl scene she'd done. It was the first, and and in a personal level, she actually had a relationship with her maid. They did an opera where they did an erotic scene, and it was with her maid. So it's become part of the story, the legend that's her. And it was an amazing experience.
So that is an experience that will be covered in your book. Do you have a title for that book and when it's coming,
Ahmo.
possibly?
Ahmo.
Okay.
Just
one word.
Ahmo.
That's it.
That's
all you
it.
need. And now, is this going to be a 2014 book release, or is it coming towards the end of the year, beginning of 2015? What's in store for this book?
We have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see.
Okay.
But you'll find out. It'll all be out there on my site, ahmotv.com, or ahmohight.tv.
Okay. And that site is coming soon. And I know there's a lot of different things that's in store as far as what's going to be on this site. And what is the target for ahmohight.tv as far as your fan base and as far as the potential new people that will be checking you out and going into the site? What's in store for your fan base?
Okay, we've got merchandise. We've got shower curtains, mugs, posters, wash rags, pillowcases, blankets, mouse, men's boxers, women's boy shorts, yoga pants. I'll be launching my T-shirt line called Melf Addict by Ahmo, and launching an app and a magazine, and I'm going to be featuring other Melfs and young, I call them wannabes. My name means wannabe. Yeah,
all right.
up-and-coming women that are empowered by their sexuality that I'd like to share and help make them make, their way through this industry.
with and you know, I'm gonna be one of the first dudes on the site to be like, hey, you know what, hey, show this support. Because look, I see it as this, and you're in the business of it as far as not just entertainment but sensuality, and I feel like it's necessary. I mean, I'm not just saying it because it's Valentine's Day, people. You know, when you make love to your lady or your significant other or your man or whatever, do it 365 days a year if you possibly can. Find certain ways to do it. My thing is this, because I feel like sensuality is needed. We need some of these kind of not just sites where we can be able to not necessarily shake your hand, but interact with someone that we not only are turned on by, but also appreciate the fact that, you know what, almost real respectable. Like, she will really say thank you and hit me up and just, do it in a way where it's interactive and people will want to come back to your website and not just go buy stuff, because people should do it, but also to just come back because they know it's kind of like a place, a secure place, right? A place that they can call home.
Yep, it's gonna be my spot to bring together everything that I've done, interact with fans. Right now, I'm doing photo shoots for individual fans on my Facebook page for them exclusively. Their sets, their pictures, they get the outfits, and I'm doing appearances. You can contact Jay Nasdaq at 916-615-2224 and booking appearances and traveling around the U.S. Going to start shooting my fitness video in Brazil.
Okay.
Yep, all things
Very
Ahmo.
good. Very good. And I see Ahmo is just going to be just that name that people are just going to know, just one word, like, bigger than Madonna, right? Bigger than, bigger than
Madonna was an inspiration.
I'm just
I'd
saying,
have to bow down.
And I love it. And like I said, maybe I'm biased because I do know you and I know where your heart is and I know where your passion is, not just for sensuality and, like you said, just being a parent, but also just for the business in itself. And even though the business can be a hard grind and you've had your ups and downs, and just seeing that you still, when I seen you back on social media, what was the first thing I hit you? I was like, whoa, she's back. Where you been? Like that to me, it was exciting for me to see you come back, just for the simple fact that it's needed. I mean, real good, down-to-earth women like yourself need to be put in a very, very high plateau, because it's needed. And your profession and what you do is just, it just makes you who you are. And I'm just grateful that you're back and you're trying to get in this business and do it the way you want it to. You have full control, right? This is all Ahmo.
My terms this time, and I get to really, I'm in good hands. I finally found management that really knows what to do with me. I didn't know what to do with me. You know, the people that I'm working with have worked with talent like Biggie Smalls, everybody, you name it, and it's just incredible to have someone who has this kind of direction and knows how to get you out there and market you and bring you out to the people and take what your strengths are and utilize them to make you a businesswoman and a brand. And again, it's JNasdaq, JAE.NASDAQ@gmail.com. And he's worked with a lot of beautiful women, a lot of eccentric personalities. He's big in the hip-hop world and in Hollywood. He's put people in major feature films. And, they believe in me. And it's just a beautiful thing.
And I want to go back
to get out there and make the fans happy. And that's what I like focusing on.
Well, can I tell you that you've always made me happy? Can I throw that out there to the radio world? So I gotta make sure I throw that out there. I want to go back to what you were saying as far as your personal shoots that your fan base are able to own and take control of. So people can actually go onto your Facebook page or your Twitter page and I know you've been promoting it. And how do the fan base go about reaching out to you to be able to get this accomplished?
You just message me and I send you the information. Just message me at twitter.com/Hight Fitness, You can reach me there, and you can reach me at facebook.com, Ahmo Hight Fitness. That's my fan page. And let's see, and Facebook/Ahmo Hight.
There you
Any
go.
one of those three outlets until the site's up is how to reach me directly. And I'm really enjoying interacting with my fans personally. You know, I have a team, and they will be marketing me, but it's that interaction, it's that intimacy, it's that hearing, oh my God, I used to look at your pictures when I was this age, and my dad used to look at your pictures. And I've had ladies tell me that they've had fantasies about me. It just is mind-blowing. I'd love turning on the world. And, you know, I'm going to do more reality TV, but on a different level. I want to work with VH1 again, Playboy again, and yeah, this time just enjoy the ride and not have the stress. When I was younger, I'd feel like my self-esteem was based on whether I had booked a job or not. You know,
Gotcha.
Now I'm owning myself and I'm enjoying it, and it's just been unreal.
I think with just the business that you're in, and again, I'm gonna stress it. It's a lot of people can't do what you do. A lot of people can't endure what you've endured for 20 years doing what you're doing. Saying that just to say this, when it comes to really the profession of it all, it's not only, as I said earlier, it's a hard grind, but also it's one where you really have to have that mental toughness in order for you. A lot of people just look at your body and think, you know, hey, you know what, you know, their fantasies are, like you said, men, women, you know, everybody. But at the same time, a lot of people really just do not know just the hard work that it takes mentally for you to be right.
The mental discipline is the hardest part, and to be able to stand naked in the eyes of the world and know that you're going to be criticized, know that you're going to have people who hate on you, know that that there's going to be repercussions, you know what I mean? And having faced all of them and survived them, you know, like Snoop says, swimming with the sharks and I almost drowned. I've been there. You know, I've had managers charge me a year's interest on a loan and that I paid back in a week to keep me doing certain things. And yeah, and there are people out there like that. I've been really lucky to have gotten this new team, or I wouldn't have come back out.
Wow. And I'm glad that you're here doing what you love to do. And you know, Ahmo, this is my thing. And you know, you got so many fans here, and emails are coming rapidly with questions, and the chat room has a ton of people in there just listening and logging into every single word that you have. And you know, sensuality is basically your baby. You embody it 110%, right?
Thank you.
Right?
Wow.
That's what you do. You embody it all. So if you do, and you say you want to make sure you turn on the world, what turns Ahmo on? What turns you on?
Oh wow. Oh, God, I like being appreciated and adored. I like a lot of attention. I like being submissive. I like being dominant. I like releasing myself and expressing myself fully. You know, I can get kind of dirty. I like familiarity. You know what I mean? The more I know a body, the more, you know what I mean? I like that one man. You know what I mean? But I'm an exhibitionist.
Right. And that's beautiful though. Like, I mean, to me, I always think with sexuality too, when it comes, and like you are definitely an exhibitionist, and you are definitely one where you're just able to just express everything you possibly can sexually, and you know, it doesn't matter where, when. It's just, you know, you're feeling that person, you're with that person, you just do whatever you need to do to not just get off, but also to just, you know, make it right sexually. I mean, it's a fun thing, right? Sex is fun.
I've been blessed with
the act
ability
of it
to
is
see
fun.
beauty in people and you know, of all races and sizes, and I love seeing confidence and, you know, just that air of I own this and it's mine, and, you know, I love it. I love it.
So what else turns you on, Ahmo? What just makes you so hot that you You just
I
want
like
to
being
lose your mind and
spoiled.
yourself.
I like being
Just
spoiled. I'm a
being
giver.
spoiled.
I'm a Virgo, so I like to please and wow, it turns me
See,
on.
you're saying that you like to please, but see, we get that, but see, we
Okay.
want to know what. I mean, that to me, almost we're supposed to do that, right? We're supposed to be in your life doing exactly that. But when it comes to like what is a certain thing that a guy does or a person does? What is a certain it could be a cologne that a guy has on, or it could be a certain way that, a certain body is shaped, or just, in the act of making love, there's a certain thing that needs to be done just to be able to please you
Mm,
uncontrollably, like just get you to the point where it's just, you just can't help but just to let go.
well, climactic indulgence is built. You know what I mean? And I don't want to define what's going to make me happy. I don't want it to be a mechanical thing that somebody does. It's the moment.
Gotcha.
It's the
Okay.
synergy. It's the two of us bringing each other there. I like the full sensory experience. I like smell, sound, sight, taste, touch. You know what I mean? It's all that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
it can't be defined easily enough by saying, to the right, to the left, to the right. It's got to be all that, and complete abandonment in it. I like that. I like. Ooh. I like.
Just go ahead and say it, baby. Just go ahead and say it. Just let us all
I
know
like
what you
when you
like.
get to the point where you're eye to eye, forehead to forehead, scared to move, just sweaty, and yeah. But you've gotten there. It's not.
Mhm.
It's not. I don't know. I just like intimacy.
Yeah, I think
I like
everything about it,
connecting
like
with
you,
somebody.
that connection, that eye contact, like you said, sweaty sex is the best sex because why? That means you're into it. That means everything that you're doing to please the other person is just so on point. And you, I mean, to me, I think it's a fun act to deliver. It's just, I always see it as a comment. You're a competitive woman, right? I always look at sex too as a competition. Like, let me see if I can get you to orgasm before I do, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be an act of not just intense pleasure, but it's supposed to be fun too, right?
Yeah, I like to forget about the fact that your goal is orgasm and you're just in that moment in
Exactly.
each indulgence.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Where
Exactly.
it's how do you say it? Like there's nothing else going on. It's just that right there. Every sense is being aroused. Every moment you're showing someone how much you appreciate them through touch and I like being talked to. And I've never been with a
Mhm.
man who's talked to me. That's the truth.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah. And that's
Wow.
why I love my little hip hop music.
Wow.
I love being talked to. Yeah.
I think that's fun. I mean, to me, being vocal is the best thing as far as when you're having sex, making love, doing everything you need to do. Like, I'm a talker. Like, I'm a talk, not just talk you to death. Like, I'm a just do and say everything. If it's good, I'm gonna tell you it's great.
Well,
If it's
yeah,
great, I'm
well,
gonna tell you it's, baby, keep doing it. Just don't stop. Like, and the two of us on the island, that's how any and everything is supposed to be every single time. And then, like you said, the exhibitionist side of, I feel like anybody in this, when you have an intimacy like that, it's like, hey, what, we can get what we need to get, and I don't care who's watching. Period.
well, and I like getting to the point where it's like it's not something that is, it makes going out in the world worthwhile. You can face a world full of haters and
Exactly.
that struggle, that grind for the money and all that. When you can come home, and I don't care if we're in a fight, that's our time. That's physical
Mhm.
therapy. That doesn't
Mm.
get overlooked.
That's right.
And when it starts becoming, you know, when it starts becoming something that is not being communicated in relationships, I mean, that's when it's time to explore other things and other things
Exactly.
that turn you on and not limit yourself to, what other people think is sexy or right for your relationship.
Right. When you love someone, make love to someone, just get caught up in the rapture of it all. Like, Do you feel like it needs to change clothes every single time that action is done? Like when you make love, do you feel like you need to do it every single time the same way, or it needs to be
No,
changed
God,
up
no.
every
I don't
single?
want to. Yeah, I don't want a routine. I want to do what the hell I
Yeah,
want in the moment.
exactly. That's the thing, and to me, it's just the acting, like you said just a little while ago about if it's stale, we need to communicate why it's stale, or we need to work on something that will add spice to it. And I always feel like when it comes to just stuff like this, I mean, communicating is the best way, and it's the best form of making love too. Like, I tell you how I feel, and what you need to do, and what I need to do to you, and what you need to do to me, exactly, vice versa, and how it all works, right?
Yeah, and you can communicate that through giving that, you know?
Right.
It's not always just barking out orders or saying this girl's doing what you would like, and then, you feel all insecure or inferior to, you know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
bringing that out of somebody else, making them want it, teasing and touching, and you know what I mean?
Right. So you like to tease. You like to
I like to tease.
do
I
a
like
little.
to role play. I haven't done
I
a lot
love
of the
it.
stuff I like yet.
Right on, right on. So you know what? That lucky person who's going to be fortunate enough is going to get all the exhibitionists and the role playing that. Yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Ahmo Hight's our guest on Next Legacy Radio's Valentine Night Special exclusive, and a few more questions. And there's so many people out there, like pretty much kind of catering to the same kind of questions that I'm throwing out there tonight. And one of the deals that I wanted to ask you, as far as when it comes to just how a woman, we're talking about sex and just being sensual, and to me, I always feel like that's a respectful thing. If a woman carries herself like that, that's fine. How does a sexy woman carry herself in this world where perception is dominated by, a lot of, either, like you said earlier, haters, or just, people that's envious?
She carries herself like she doesn't care. You know, you get immune
Hmm.
to it. You get empowered by it. You get the hating brings for me personally out more. I'm not a person
Gotcha.
who hates on other women. I appreciate, and it inspires me to be better. If I see a
Hmm.
beautiful body, I want to go to the gym. I want to, you know, I want to appreciate her or him. It's not about hating. It brings out more in you, stuff that you maybe didn't know turned you on, or you know what I mean? You find
Right.
out. And a woman who's in touch with her sexuality and sensuality isn't always thinking about that. She's appreciating that in other people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. I, it's important. People's perception, and almost, how it is too. Like, especially the perception of women. Women, who's a fitness model, and and actually like yourself. I mean, people's going to see beauty, and then they're going to try to find flaws, or they're going to nitpick, or they're going to do certain
But
things.
the
And I think
flaws in women are beautiful. That's what makes us unique.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, this is I like scars. I think it makes it's different. It's something I want to touch and love away the pain. And I like flaws in women and in men.
Hmm.
You don't want a cookie cutter body. You don't want a Barbie doll.
True.
I don't.
True. True. No, that's very true. That's very
But I
true.
think
So
sexy women should be free and free of judgment, and that's what makes them sexy
yeah,
because they
I
are.
yeah, and we live in an envious world. I mean, people are looking at your body right now, trying to figure out how they can be able to look like you. So when you do have those kind of people who is out there now listening, what do you say when you have people's perception as far as, hey, you know what? I want to have that kind of body like Ahmo Hight has.
Well, I would say, part of carrying yourself with confidence is finding the beautiful things in yourself and bringing them out. And I worked as a personal trainer for years. I was Northern California's top grossing trainer. And one of my gifts as a trainer is just to see potential and to appreciate what's there. And
Hmm.
the most important thing in being sexy is appreciating where you're at now and finding things about yourself that you like to focus on instead of the negative. And the beauty of it all is men, in my experience, appreciate all shapes and types of women, you know.
Right.
And I've heard them, I've been in the gym, I've been in the erotic industry, and they really do love all types of women. It's not just a standard. I see women, I think, oh, I wish I had that, or I wish I looked like that. But in the end, I got to come home with me, so I got to find things I love about myself and carry myself that way. I don't care what, you know. I've been hated on to the point and ripped apart to the point that it made me so strong that I really do love myself, love my body, and, you know, that's the thing I would say to anybody who says, I want to look like that. No, you have a unique individual blueprint, and make it your best. Embrace it.
Wow. And this might be in the book, or you can kind of explain it in detail, and how you say now you are in complete love with yourself and who you are, not just outer appearance, but on the inside. Did you ever? You can just say it's in the book if that is the case. But did you find yourself lacking in those fronts throughout the years that you've been in this business?
Oh yeah, this business can break you down. You know, it can intentionally break you down so you feel inferior, so that you'll do things that people in the business want you to do. And there's been times where, you know, as a fitness competitor, when I did the fitness shows, it was a lot different. It was more of the aerobics body that was winning. You know, now it's a whole nother level. And in the industry, there's a market for every kind of body. And you got to find and embrace your fan base, the people that appreciate you, and, you know, give them what they want. It's yours to give. It's a blessing. Share it.
Right.
But, yeah, it can break you down. It can really break you down. And I've had a partner who couldn't get an erection with me. You know what I mean? And yeah, after I had my son, his father wasn't aroused by me anymore, and I was loyal and celibate and felt like, you know, here I was the sex symbol and I wasn't what this man wanted anymore. And it really affected me. It affected my willingness and ability to work in the business, and yeah, I've been through it.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, will that be in detail? In detail in the book as well? It's in the book.
It's in the book in detail and more. It's in the book. The book is loaded. It's got.
So the book the book is called Ahmo. So there's you know what we just talked about. That's in the book. Is there a lot of sex in the book as well?
Oh yeah.
Is it a lot of foreplay
There's a lot of
too?
sex, but there's a lot of love. There's a lot of fantasies from even when I was a young girl, things that I desired, and yeah.
So you know, one of my favorites too is, you know, foreplay. So is there a lot of foreplay in the book as well?
Oh yeah, it's a tease. It's an entertaining tease, but it has climactic moments that.
All right.
Yeah. And then the shows that you like, that your favorites, it's behind the scenes, in depth, you know.
All right. See, you know, I like all that stuff. I like the good foreplay. I like the, you know, I like the climax of it all. I like, you know, just
cerebral stimulants.
Yes.
A good mind is a bigger turn on sometimes than bodies bouncing together, you know?
That is true.
When a man can penetrate your mind, that's when the body opens up.
See, you just answered one of my earlier questions too, as far as what you look for in a person. See, you want to be mind fucked to the 10th degree, right? Like, that's what you love too.
That's what I love. I want to be able to have my femininity breathed on by the man I love and release, you know, that much.
Very good. And a couple more questions before we let this young lady go. You can follow her on Twitter. I know there's a lot of activity right now. You can do that, twitter.com/Hight Fitness, and you can go ahead and hit up this young lady's Facebook page as well. You just got your entertainment Facebook as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's facebook.com/Ahmo Hight, and you have another one as well, correct?
And I have Ahmo Fitness. Facebook.com/Ahmo Fitness is my fan page. My other page, Ahmo Hight. And then I just started really interacting on Twitter, and that's Ahmo Fitness as well. And then it'll be Ahmo Hight TV.
Looking forward to it, and I know your fan base is as well. And, I mean, Valentine's Day to you, sweetheart. And like I said earlier to start the show.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, too,
world.
babe. And to the world, of course, all your fans out there that's listening right now. Is this day or night overrated? You know, you see all the candy, the flowers.
Any day that celebrates love. And it's my father's birthday. I've always had Valentine's Day since I was a little girl, was meant to honor the man in my life that cared about me and looked out for me. And so for me personally, you know, there's not a lot of days that celebrate men. There should be another holiday because Valentine's tends to be more about giving, you know, impressing the woman. But I like love. I think more holidays should be about that. It's been commercialized, but
that you just said something that is right on point too, because it's commercialized to the point where it's hollow to some. You know, you have reasons for your dad's birthday is on that day, and like you said, you celebrate love every day. So Valentine's Day is just like mine, every day. Every day we celebrate love, right, Ahmo? That's how we do.
Definitely, but it's fun to celebrate it on a day you know everybody else is doing it too.
Yeah, but you know me, I want to try to do it better. So you know, if they had an extra Valentine's Day like times 10, you know, I can come up with my own little holiday. Like y'all can have Valentine's Day, but I'm gonna name this one something different. So you know, to me, you know, if I was in a relationship and I was thinking about this, the other day actually, like I would name it. You know, I don't know yet. It would depend on who I'm with. And it would depend on how we are to each other. Because I would give February 14th a different name as long as we're in a relationship, marriage, you know, we just give it a different name, call it something different than Valentine's Day. And that could be a sacred thing between man and woman or whatnot. And to me, I think that would be, it would be different, right, Alma? It would be different in a way where it's just like, you know, hey, you know what, if we're in a relationship, we're going to name this something different because we can outdo Valentine's Day.
I think there should be a time of day every day where it's like that, where you tap out from the world and it's just, you know, plugging back into each other's source, so it's all easier to handle.
Exactly.
It's a blessing and a gift, our physical side,
We're on the same page. I love it. I love it. I love it. Before I let you go, can you actually talk to your fans out there? Because you have so many people out there that is, again, and I'm going to stress this too, because there's people in the chat rooms, there's people listening online, there's people on the phones, there's people on their computers, there's people looking at your page or your pictures, looking at you, loving you, not just like I do, but, you know, just probably, you know, on a level that they would like to know more about Ahmo Hight. So for all the people that is on your Facebook and Twitter page, you know, shout out your fans. I know you love your fans, so.
Oh my God, let's shout out to my fans.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours. I think your fans. I mean, what would you like to say to them as far as what's in store for Ahmo Hight? We talked about the book and the website and all that good stuff, but just tell them, you know, let them know, hey, you know what, you're coming. Figuratively and literally. You're coming.
Internationally and globally.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
For every language, for every culture, for every gender, you know, I embrace it all. I especially appreciate people who have had to fight oppressive opinions about their sexuality coming out and being themselves. And there was a rumor going around that I was a man, and I thought it was kind of cool because then all the gays and transgenders were loving on me, and I was like, yeah.
Oh, wow. How did that come in? You know, I don't know. Like I know they try to build.
I've been in interracial relationships and been through a lot in the entertainment industry because of it. Been told to hide it. I won't. You know, and you know, it's just I appreciate anybody that has a struggle to be themselves in this world and finally comes to the terms where they're not gonna bow down and you know, become something they're not. You can't make somebody happy by not being who you are.
Right.
Everybody's unhappy when you do that.
I agree. I think that, as we close, that, I feel like a lot of people, even though they have a lot of certain things as far as misconceptions or anything like that, I just really hope the more people are on your site, or the more people that is checking what you're doing, not just looking for your book and your website, but it's a whole different way of marketing now. This is a whole different business, different kind of business. To me, I feel like, the more people get to know you, the more people see what I see as well. Like, it's deeper than just your looks. It's your heart. You wear it on your sleeve. You're a Virgo, so it's like, connection is always on point. And you're just honest, straight to the point. Like, you don't hold back. And to me, I think any man, woman, or whoever should respect that and support it. And
thank you, Charles, and thank you for having me on the station.
I think that's always a good thing. And you're like I said, this woman been around in my stratosphere for a couple of years, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because you're doing you. You're doing what you need to do, not just to make you happy, but to grow your business and expand who you are on many levels. So, my support is always going to be here.
Thank you, Charles. And I got a shout out to my fans in Brazil and all over. I just, thank you, and come and get a sexy shoot just for you. I'll send you the lingerie I shoot in, and I love being a fetish. I love the guys that request the feet or the body parts, and get your personalized shoot.
You have before I let you go, you have
and
a
I
fetish?
got a shout out to Jay.
Of course, yeah.
Jay
Big shout out to Jay. Jay's
big
a homie,
shout
though.
out
So,
to Jay.
and like I almost said earlier, if you want to hit anything up on the business level, hit up Jay at jae.nasdaq, NASDAQ@gmail.com. And one more quick question: you got fetishes? Because somebody just threw that out there as far as questions. They would like to know, does Ahmo have fetishes? You have 1, 2, 50, 100, 200 fetishes? What?
Oh my. It's in the book.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
And getting turned on by a lot of new things, so I can't define it that easy.
I love it. She said it's in the book, and that's a cliffhanger. You got a whole bunch of people losing their minds right now. Like, damn, we want to know. We want to know. Oh, that's beautiful, though. See, what a way to leave on that note. So it's in the book, people. So the more people are going to keep checking for books, pre-orders are going to come. It's going to be crazy, Ahmo. You are the best. You are the best.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your Valentine's night, evening, the rest of your days, and I will be in touch with you. And again, thank you not just for coming on and hanging out and letting your fans listen to you. And we all love you. Well, at least I do. And we all want to support you, and I know there's a lot of people that's leaving messages now saying, "Hey, we love Ahmo too. Don't get it twisted.
Oh my God,
we love you too." So, hey, just stay on that blessed path, sweetheart.
Happy Valentine's Day, Charles.
Happy Valentine's Day to you,
fans.
sweetheart.
I love you so much. Happy Valentine's Day, and come check me out on Facebook and Twitter, and be part of letting me know what you want to see on the site. I'm definitely like I said, I'm a pleaser.
Hey, and you know what? I can say that if you're a pleaser, then we want to please you too. So putting a smile on your face, that's mission number 1, and that's how it should be.
And you did that tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome, baby. You have a good one, all right?
All right, I'm going to go dream up some more fetishes.
It's the beautiful, talented fitness model, actress extraordinaire, Ahmo Hight on Nexxlegacy Radio.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.
Nexxlegacy Radio.